victim was Wolfgang. He was discovered in the boiler room on the underground floor. He's nearly in the water and his upper body is lying on board the concrete platform. Estimated time of death is approximately 9:35 AM. It still pisses me off seeing everything except the cause of death listed, especially when I knew the reason why. The cause of death. When we investigate the dummy's murder, the tablet explicitly said she died from blood wounds. But this tablet is on this Wolfgang's cause of death anyway. Blah blah blah. Of course, saying otherwise would make things too easy. Yeah, I get it. So, one of the things that we had to solve here is to find out the cause of death. And withdrawing information might be his way of balancing the odds.
I won't lose.
Regardless, Wolfgang's cause of death should be treated as the crux of this mystery. If I can figure out how he died, then everything else should fall into place. Okay. So we got one of the truth bullet, Totsu tablet 2. At last probe Wolfgang, the guiding light of the ultimate students, start from in an instant. No use crying over it though, there's a mystery to be solved. Like any true investigation, important evidence won't always be visible on first glance. Should you ever find yourself stuck, press F3 to okay, I got it. So let's try to explain the controls to use during the investigation. Alright. See what we can find here. Oh, look at our poor body. Look at my man here. How is Wolfgang to be the first one to go? I mean, wow, this is... I'm speechless. Let's check out his body first. I'll inspect the rest of the scene first before I go near his body. Oh, he wants me to check the other place first. Okay, the blood. There was blood speckled across the floor. I didn't notice it at first due to the room's restricted lighting. But now, after my eyes had time to adjust, it could be more obvious. I completely missed this during the blackout. Speaking of, after the body's carried announcement, we were ambushed into the boiler room through this door. Yet this glass box door looks rubbish. I'm guessing they already tried to tie in a flask out here. In which case, could this be Wolfgang's blood? This blood flow has been added to a bullet, okay. We got the first evidence. Now let's move on to the generator. Half of the generator's internals had melted away, and what still remained was almost completely singed. Yeah, this was definitely the cause of the power outage. I could have melted the wires though, it looked like a bomb had gone off in there.
That's...
There had been a loud boom right before the blackout happened. Similar to a firework going off or someone firing a gun.
That's...
Nothing else near the dining hall could have made that kind of noise, I don't think. Generator has been added. If my assumption is correct, the generator would have been destroyed around the same time the murder has committed. But I'm also looking purely off my memory of the boom. To be absolutely sure, I need to know when exactly the blackout occurred. Was there any way for me to find it out? We need to know when the blackout occurred. Let's check out the taser. Taser gun. Pretty random thing to be lying around a crime scene. It definitely wasn't in the boiler room prior to the murder either. Did that mean this taser gun was involved in the murder? On closer inspection, nothing about the gun looked particularly strange. Had it even been used, I'm pretty sure taser guns dispense some kind of wire when fired. Nearby was some yellow pieces of plastic on the floor. They were the same shade of yellow as the taser gun. Had this originally been attached to it? Can't tell where it fit on a gun. Never mind. What's the point in making guesses when I can just get him to confirm? Who are you referring to? After all, someone who's pro at wielding guns. Is that Desmond we're talking about? She knows them better than anyone else. Taser gun. Often taser gun is one of the short bullet. Okay. Chunks of something red were floating nearby the generator. It almost looked like metal or maybe plastic. Was this originally part of the generator? The colors and material don't seem to match though. Don't really know what's a shrapnel, but I mean, what is it used for here? But I guess it got broken somehow. Yeah. Is there anything else we can see here? I'm just gonna talk to the guys, right?
Terrible.
Was he worried about the water being electrified? Ever I managed to stand in it way back when. I don't see why now would be any different. Then again, the generator wasn't damaged last time.
Damn.
No.
Huh?
Listen to me.
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Is there no other way to do this? Who's gonna experience it? Saying that, Ella walked over to a pile of boxes and put out a light bulb. Oh. Sure enough, Ella went straight to the edge of the platform and threw the light bulb into the water.
Look,
See, it's not lighting up. That means the water is safe.
Well,
Yeah, pretty much I guess. Since there's... water is not conducting electricity now, but maybe it is earlier. Oh, just a
Okay.
rough guess. Now isn't the time to listen to your nerves.
yeah.
hang on.
I see.
Now that we're finally advancing in the investigation, her cool composure had all but vanished. Typical, I guess. She can only keep out an ad for so long. Oh, my girl, she's scared. Let's just leave her be and let her do her thing, you know? We are trying to solve this ourselves.
Hi.
I followed his instructions and sneaked near her.
That's...
Pretrial. So probably a wire burning or something.
That ain't it.
Serial robbing alcohol?
Bad news.
What do you mean?
Eh?
It is how it is.
Really? The smell is supposedly that of a chemical reaction. Where else could it be coming from besides the bastard generator? Unless Jin's conclusion about the smell is wrong. I wouldn't put it past him. The ox smell... the ox smell of the zero and the alcohol? Ah shit, I did not mean to do that.
Hello?
Seriously?
Why does she need to frame everything I say in the worst light?
Huh?
It's simple.
Come on.
She can't be serious. No power outage? But the dining hall was totally in the freaking darkness. What I'm talking about? The blackout affected the entire building, unless...
Anyways.
Sheesh.
Yeah, what? Why is she asking me? Why? Where were you?
Oh, really? Let me see.
Yeah, we went to the dining hall for the oral tournament, and that's where I think at least we have an alibi for that. Sound like she had an alibi then. As for the location she mentioned, I assume there's an entire building complex connected to the one generator, but it makes more sense for that tree area to have a small separate system. Hence why it didn't lost power. What about the courtyard though? Was anyone there at the time of the blackout? The courtyard? Actually, many people feel like we don't really know where some of them is during the blackout, or like even when we're actually competing in the dining hall, like where is she, and oh, he's with us. Yeah. So she had an alibi with him. They were talking about something somewhere, and Era and Jin, yeah, we were actually playing the game room. I mean the dining hall. Can we check out the boy now? No? No way. Is there anything else? Oh, there's a card here. We can't really see from some of the angle. We have to change the camera to see it. There's a cord in the water. Judging by the length, I think it's an extension cord. But what the hell happened to the other end of it? There was no internal block, just a frayed tip line with a black substance. Had the cord been burnt? I didn't see this cord in the boiler room earlier, so it probably came from someplace else. One of the storage rooms, maybe. It wasn't always in this condition, that's for sure. All the items we've been provided so far, light bulbs, speakers, a fridge, they have worked perfectly well. So what happened to this cord, and why was it even in the water? So this is like a broken cord, just lying randomly on the floor here in the boiler room. Of course, I think someone brought it here, but for whatever reason, we have to find out. I'll inspect the rest of it. Blood. You can check the pipes. The boxes. What's wrong here? Oh, maybe we should talk to him again.
Hi.
The struggle.
Moved like he didn't want to be near Wolfgang's body. In what was the first for the investigation, something other than the fear appeared on Ulysses' face. It was curiosity.
Eh? That's...
Oh, is that like some kind of iron? An iron coil or what? What's that?
seriously.
Do you think?
That's not important.
This guy, there's so much here he could actually document, and instead he's focusing on some offensive piece of metal. All the more reason to rely on myself. I don't think you should say that, my guy. It's probably some clutch evidence. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's just probably some evidence to clutch the trial. You never know. Now we still can't move on to the body. Is there something else I'm missing? Can I use the investigation mode? How do I use the investigation mode? Observation mode. Let's call it observation mode. Oh, there's a knife there. This blends in so well with one of the part of the metal hole there. I can't really tell. A knife. Well, it's a knife floating in the water. On the blade and in the surrounding water, I could make something out. The unmistakable color of blood. There's no doubt about it, this knife must have something to do with the murder. Why the knife was here and not actually on the platform, I had no idea. Alright, it feels like I've given the boiler room a good rundown. Which means... Oh, why do you have to zoom in on him like this? This poor guy. Just yesterday, Wolfgang was talking with us, eating breakfast with us, and now he's dead. Who had the resolve to commit such a needlessly brutal murder? It goes so far as to mangle his body. I couldn't unpack it. I didn't know how to. This wasn't just some dog I had to investigate. This was a real person. It was so far out of my expertise, let alone my comfort zone.
Hello.
Holy crap, did she really have to scare me like that?
Where?
Yeah, that's how we do this.
Right.
Wolfgang lay completely still, his face frozen in a look of horror. His once bright eyes were shrouded in darkness and his mouth was open, as if he'd been killed mid-scream. Eva's expression said it all. Wolfgang did everything in his power to make us outcasts and make the worst of us at times. I even hated him for it. But this brought no relief to either of us. Wolfgang, what happened in his final moments that left him so terrified? Was it the realization he was about to die? Mulling over what if won't bring you any closer to solving Wolfgang's murder. Right now, my focus should be to find evidence. And that begins by investigating his body. Alright, let's see what we can find on him. Now that I think about it, the place where Wolfgang laid was hot. What were the chances he would end up here, between the only opening of the fence? And one spot where he could kneel over like this. Was it possible he been trying to climb onto the platform before he died? It's strange why he didn't use the stairs though, and even stranger that he was even in the water. We have to check on him, on his separate body parts, one by one. With the way Wolfgang was slammed over the platform, it almost looked like he'd fallen on top of it.
Focus.
As I knelt down to take a closer look, trickling out from under the cuff of Wolfgang's sleeve and onto the rest of his hand, a strange injury that looked a lot like a tree sap. Was this a burn mark? When I looked at Wolfgang's other hand, I saw the same thing. Markings that seemed to extend down the arm.
The hell?
Hello.
Oh man, our guy got cooked here.
That's...
Is that really true?
I know.
Not sure. Look at this.
Right.
Thinking.
Do you mean he got burned somewhere else before he actually is in the boiler room? But it doesn't make sense, right? I mean, if he's burned, then someone must have shot him or something on the way down here. Or that's somewhere else. That is, if such a place even exists. While it's possible the generator may have been involved in the murder, it seemed unlikely that Wolfgang made a detour for the boiler room after being severely burnt. After all, burns like his would definitely paralyze someone. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Will he still come to the boiler room when he's already got touched by someone? As for Wolfgang's plums, they didn't have any markings on them. Still, he must have fallen somehow. Why else would he be lying on the platform? Take a look at his body. What were the chances he would end up here between the only opening in the fence? Oh, we already got this. Let's take a look at his blazer. Wolfgang's suit was completely crumbled, a far cry from his once clean appearance. Water had seeped into the pants, completely ruined the fabric. As I laid it close, I spotted a folded piece of paper sticking out from his back pocket. Though it was soaked, it wasn't completely destroyed.
Damn.
With my thumb and index finger, I snatched the paper out of his pocket, taking care not to brush my hair against his body. I gingerly folded open the paper, aware that some of the wetter spots could fall apart immediately, and found a message written inside. Whoa, whoa. Do you have to roast the handwriting? The sound very...
No.
At the bottom of the page, fragments of a message were still visible. Secret 8:15 AM boiler room. Whoa. So spicy. So I think someone wanted to meet Wolfgang in the boiler room privately. Yes, the 8:15 was like almost 45 minutes before the game tournament started.
I see.
Not sure.
Yeah, it's quite a long time before the time of death, I suppose, too.
There must be something.
Well,
Right. That's...
where?
What do you mean? It's an evidence, right? You gotta pretend during the trial. Why would you keep it as a secret? Wouldn't it just make you more suspicious? At least for now. Yeah, and it's literally called a suspicion.
Anyways,
Gah.
I know.
Huh. Strange. What could it be?
Right.
You see?
More to do with desperation?
Huh? I see.
I think we went through most of his body, right? That's probably it. Am I looking over something? Like, do I have to check both his hands? What about his legs? No, can't look at his legs. His hair. We already checked through his hands. The knife. Go detective mode. Something sparkling here. You really got the body. There didn't seem to be any strange marking on Wolfgang's face. However, along the back of his neck was a massive bruise. Oh, I thought we already went through his face. Apparently you did.
Damn. That's...
Correct. Thinking.
A tone that one, but sure.
fair.
Turning my attention back to Wolfgang, I caught something else on his body. Near the mark on his neck, but not directly overlapping it. A red dot. Jeez. Seems like a mosquito bite, or like an insect bite to me. It reminds me of a hot pimple. He got injected with something, like through a syringe.
So...
There must be something.
Wolfgang's neck have been added to the throat. Okay. There seemed to be everything I could gather.
Hello.
Hey, Damon.
Right. Okay.
Apart from collecting testimonies, there were two other matters on my mind. One, getting Desmond to inspect the taser gun, and two, pinpointing exactly when a blackout occurred, in case it happened at the time of the murder. I walked over to the boiler room door, which had been left slightly ajar. But as I began to pull it the rest of the way open, I noticed it. The doorknob, something about it looked different. The doorknob has been flipped.
Is that really true?
That's... Huh?
Is that really true?
Anyways.
Listen to me.
Anyway, this discovery paints an interesting picture. Since the lock was not accessible from the hallway, you could technically lock the boiler room shut without ever stepping foot in it. Meaning that if you wanted to lock someone inside the boiler room, all you have to do is lure them in and close the door behind them. sounds like a super important evidence.
Moving on.
Okay, I think we should just get out of here and check on the other guys and see what they have to say. Are we gonna check their alibis and like what were they doing the time? There's a million questions rather away in my mind. I thought about the boiler room.
I know.
Judging by the length, I think it's an extension cord. But what the hell happened to the other end of it? There was no internal plug, just a frayed tip lined with a black substance. Had the internal end been severed off and the cord put after? I didn't see this cord in the boiler room earlier, so it probably came from someplace else. One of the storage rooms, maybe?
However,
Come again?
Yeah, who? She wants to talk to Cassidy?
well,
Fair.
Alright, I'll talk to Cassidy first and then I'll investigate the storage closets on this floor. Should we be speaking to... Yeah, she's Cassidy, right? Cassidy was pacing around the hallway with a finger on her chin, seemingly doing nothing.
yo!
There's a lot of woods for wandering around aimlessly.
Listen to me. Okay. You see,
Isn't there like just 6 or 7 of us?
what about...
Oh, there's 8 of us who went to the tournament.
Huh?
Well,
Yep, exactly.
ooh!
Everyone in the dining room. I mean, everyone was in the dining hall who definitely has an alibi during that time. I didn't even think of that. She's totally right.
Right.
Yep,
Eh?
check it out!
Seeing the mat of the torture trinket. I activated my trinket and sure enough,
I see.
correct.
Yeah.
Question.
Huh?
How?
No. Anyway.
Am I hearing you right?
Yeah, there was someone running during that time. Definitely, I mean, surely everyone has to hear what should hear that, right? Suddenly, I heard frantic footsteps echoing from the hallway outside.
Doubt it.
It's the truth.
Really?
Oh, she heard it as well.
However,
F. For real? What about...
That's not important. Right.
Either way, whether it was immediately after the murder or not, for a brief moment, the only thing separating us from Wolfgang's killer were the storage room walls. That's creepy to think about.
My genius is almost frightening.
She didn't even do anything.
Yeah.
As I began to inspect the shelves, the glint of something shiny caught my eye.
strange.
I know. Jeez.
Weird.
Handprints and a dent. That's definitely not a coincidence.
Focus. Huh? There must be something.
Absolutely not.
Huh?
Listen to me.
Fred, of course. She and Grace were investigating this closet at the time.
Save it.
Damn it, she's right about that too. Could this rolling pin really be unrelated? But it lines up so well with the other evidence. It's a one little stew. Oh, it's...
Moving on.
It looks just like a murder weapon to me, honestly. One moment she's speaking nonsense, the next she's totally coherent. I don't think I ever understand this girl. I think it's time for us to leave. If my understanding is correct, this should be closet A, and anti-clockwise, this should be B, either C or either this or this should be C, and the opposite. So let's check out the B room.
Interesting.
The map says this is closet. Yeah.
Right.
Look,
Eh?
Confused, I turned to where she was pointing. And this is... What the
Yeah.
hell is that?
correct.
That's...
Thinking.
Damn, I'm surprised those two actually knew how to navigate a generator. There seems to be all there is to this closet. Oh god, what's going on?
Look,
Yeah.
Let's see what I can find here.
That's...
I stood on my tiptoes to get a better look.
Jeez.
And
Well,
oh, extensions, cords.
strange.
Okay.
Only difference is they still have their other half intact. Huh? The internal plugs are pretty slim compared to the other kinds of cords. The fact these cords match the one in the boiler means the killer must have rummaged through this closet for equipment. For what reason they needed the cords, I had no idea. But this was still a step in the right decision. No, in the right direction.
So,
Yeah.
Some fire extinguishers. And these are carpets, I think. And some junks and some gas cylinder, I think. Oh, it's the same room we just came out from. What in the world is going on? Never mind. Hey, wasn't that the C room? So I'm guessing there's nothing here. It was hard to get a good look at its contents in the dark, but seeing it now,
I see.
there doesn't seem to be anything important here.
So,
Yeah.
The rolling pin and a stack of extension cords. There's no doubting their relevance to the case. At least based on what I've investigated so far.
Anyway.
where?
There's two things we have to check here.
Interesting.
The hell? Seriously?
No. Moving on.
Jesus Christ. Hold on a second. What the hell's going on?
Listen to me.
Okay, I think it's time to hit up.
Yep.
Okay. So
Weird.
Stop.
Weird.
Stop.
huh?
Interesting.
The hell?
Listen to me.
What in the freak is happening? We checked through all these places before.
Where? Where?
Oh, there's blood here. Surprisingly, this isn't pink blood. It looks kind of like blackish blood. Oh, there's dried blood on the floor. For some reason, it seemed to pull right outside this particular spot.
Eh?
Correct.
see.
So,
Focus. There must be something.
what could it be?
Eh? Right.
Thanks.
The side eye. What was this? What is this side eye on? What is that supposed to mean? As Eva and I emerge from the basement on the lookout for anything which could aid us in our investigation.
Eh?
Right in front of us, a flustered Eloise was huddled with her back to the wall. Standing next to her,
What could it be?
You think?
No kidding.
she,
Huh?
Shit.
yeah, of course it's her. Who else could it be? Chris was blocking access to Wolfgang's door. What the hell?
Hmm?
Think about it this way. Safety first.
I'm out.
Eh?
Where?
Something tells me she's just afraid of talent being mocked.
Right.
Goodbye.
Eva left in the direction of the laundromat, clearly taking the long road to the dining room.
Totally.
Okay.
I wasn't going to admit it to either of their faces, but their plans seemed pretty half-baked. Not because I was going to face off with Grace, but because she was too. How could a bumbling person like her be of any help in a verbal showdown? If anything, she will probably make us look uncoordinated. Guess I'll have to do most of the heavy lifting here. Since Grace was guiding Wolfgang's against Dom, she should be right around the corner. I keep saying Dom and I mean this Dome. Look at her standing there like she's the boss of this room. Oh, what's the problem with you, lady? Trying to hide something or what?
Don't get it mixed up.
Back off.
Jeez.
Soybean. See that?
Come again?
Oi!
Just saying.
Eh?
Anyway.
Don't test me.
Oh shit. Guys, bring out the master.
You.
Makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
Gotta stay one step ahead.
Grace stood there silently, gritting her teeth. Then she stepped away from the door.
Okay.
Yeah, just go and do your thing, girl. Let us do our thing here. With sighs of relief, we entered the case zone. So this was Wolfgang's dome. While some of my expectations were correct, a lot about the room still surprised me. I anticipated the layout resembling my domes, and the decor reflecting its talent. What I didn't anticipate was how messy it was. Well, maybe not messy, just really casual. A room that clearly been well lived in.
Oi, you.
Why are you gonna be so protective about him? Like, do you have a crush on him or something? To be honest, I'm not sure why I was even surprised. An intricately patterned couch, side by side with two red sofa chairs. Even the throw pillows seem to be arranged in just the right way. Maybe the clothes lying here. Clothes were scattered across the room, including a familiar looking woman's jacket. Nothing about them looked suspicious. Isn't this... What the hell? I think I know why you're being such an ass about me entering this room. Is this your clothes? Oh, teddy bear, that's a teddy bear. A large toy bear adorned the bed. Something tells me this didn't belong to you in the room originally. Hung wooden bookshelves filled to the brim with a catalog of books tower over the room. Skimming the titles, most seem to be about the intricacies of the legal system. Although some were about old court cases rehashed with new evidence. Did Wolfgang really read any of this, or were they all just for show? There doesn't seem to be any useful evidence in this room. Maybe we can check the cabinet. Oh, the calendar. Wolfgang also had a female calendar in his room. This isn't what I should be focusing on during a murder investigation. I thought there was like maybe he jotted down some like the private meetup date with the murderer or something. Just go into investigation mode. Or you just skip to deadline, I think.
Hi.
Not only is she be meeting my eyes.
Quit it.
To me in the dark like everyone else about a person she was so close to. Damn it, get a grip on yourself, come on. Liz can claim to know nothing about the murder, but what about everything before it?
Anyway. Eh?
You woke up sick?
That's not it.
Watch and learn.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Wolfgang was a Pretrial player? I'm not sure I can believe that. Then again, some of the what the paraphernalia in this room look neither goth nor law related.
Okay. Right.
Dumbass.
At the bottom of the page, fragments of a message were still visible. Secret 8:15 AM and closed the door. Doesn't this read along like command? While only a few words were legible, a lot could be gleaned from them. For example, the mention of a secret. Did the rest of the note elaborate on it, or was the word alone enough to scare Wolfgang? Maybe he wanted to shield Grace from information even if he couldn't handle it. Or maybe he simply didn't want her to know. Whatever the reason, Wolfgang archivally deliberately hid information from someone. Ironic, huh? Lois was kneeling on the floor, sorting through Wolfgang's bedside ottoman with a serious look on her face.
Hi.
Give me a moment.
She closed the ottoman and stood up, now wearing the same nervous expression she always did.
Eh? It's simple.
That's not...
I see.
So my theorist was right. If Winona never experienced a blackout in the tree room, and Lois never experienced a blackout in the courtyard, both those buildings must be connected to entirely different power sources.
Hi.
Easy enough.
That's not it.
Are you for real? No kidding.
Yeah.
All good.
Well, that's all I could find. Why was Grace so antsy about people entering? There didn't seem to be anything suspicious lying around here, except the blue... that doppelganger blue jacket, I wonder who that belongs to. In any case, since I'm done here, I will head to the dining hall. I'm pretty sure that's where Eva said she was going. As soon as I entered the room, Eva walked over to me.
Hello. Rage.
Does she really think so? Well, that information definitely didn't bother well for me, and I couldn't afford to be discouraged by it. Not unless I want to die in this game.
Focus.
Thanks.
Mark had returned to his position by the equipment.
Hi.
It's nothing.
This investigation could spell the difference between life and death. Yet his priority was his stupid music equipment.
What?
slow down.
Jack called out to us from the other side of the room and ran over.
Harumph.
That's not important. It's simple.
Damn.
Broskies always stick together.
That's...
He pointed to a small digital clock at the top of the music pad.
That's...
This is the time of the murder. Then that confirms my suspicion. The blackout and by association the destruction of the generator occurred at the time of Wolfgang's murder.
My man.
Jeez, this was great. It was getting hard to watch.
Not okay!
Whining aside, he made a good point. Why didn't Tozo fix the blackout? Thinking back on his spiral from earlier. Did Tozo abstain from fixing the blackout because it was important to the killer? They could easily make their escape if no one could say anything.
Wait.
Come again?
No, seriously.
I see. Eh?
Man. Don't say that.
I think it's related to some static or like some electrical logic shit.
This sucks.
So I guess it's maybe they don't want to leave water on the shoes. That's why they're wearing socks. It's easier to change.
Come again?
Sounded like he just felt uncomfortable being here. I guess I can't blame him. If the turn things have taken, the tension and sight down the tunnel was all but a distant memory. And this room was now a reminder Wolfgang died right under our noses. Oh really? I mean, he actually didn't really provide anything, so... Well... Cassidy had clearly spent a lot of time doing this. She must be upset that we didn't even finish a single round. thinking back on it, the game tournament and the murder happened really close to each other. The former began at 9 AM, while the later occurred at 9:35 AM. That's within the same hour. Taking another look at this whiteboard. Yeah, I can see why the killer chose to attack so soon. 8 potential witnesses all situated in one place, 2 preoccupied with video games. To notice the world around them. There couldn't be a more perfect time to strike. Tournament time has been added to the truth bullet. Are these pictures seriously going to give us anything related to this case? Kitchen? Looking inside the cabinets, there didn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary, except there's a missing knife. This knife block had a knife missing from it. For a kitchen knife to go missing at the same time the knife is found floating in the boiler room's water, that can't be a coincidence. Yeah. Oh, that's really fast. I mean, can't figure anything out with all this, with all the evidence we currently have. Like, there's no link between like most of the stuff. There's only 20 minutes until the trial.
Hang on.
Jeez, how does she keep scaring me?
That's...
As I was saying,
Yeah, we didn't even get to talk to these guys yet.
Jeez.
I'm talking. Can't you see?
As she said that, she motioned for me to follow her over to the door. Eva might deny it, but the anxiety which had been bubbling up inside her was clearly starting to boil over. Although, with how fast my own heart was beating, I guess she's not alone.
Get to the point.
Alright. Oh, the laundromat? That's the laundromat again? Yeah. Diana was standing with her back pressed up against the wall, arms wrapped around herself in a tight embrace. She's in even worse shape than before.
No. Oh.
I was just in my room, alone doing my makeup.
I see.
So she doesn't have an actual alibi.
Sorry. So,
She's actually looking kind of sus here.
That's...
Anyway, since Diana gave a testimony, I can cross her off my list now. Which means the only people I still need to speak to.
where?
Alright, let's go before this investigation ends. Maybe you can just fast travel there. Oh, never mind. Just gonna walk right across to the... yep. Toshiko and Ingrid had retreated under the bandstand at the center of the courtyard. The larger girl was comforting the smaller girl who completely hid her face behind the fence.
Hello?
Toshiko lowered her fan to reveal a pair of puffy eyes.
Unacceptable!
Seriously?
Impossible!
I can see why.
Moving on.
Think this through.
Huh?
The dome hallway.
That's...
Strange.
Bit complicated.
Eh?
She was hard. I mean, she was having a hate as well.
So,
How should I put it?
Sure.
Huh? Doesn't that call into question what Grace told me earlier? Either Grace lied to me about Wolfgang calling sick, or she was telling the truth. And Wolfgang just got outed for out innocent lying. I can probably deduce an answer if I know what time Grace left Wolfgang's dorm. If she left before 8:10 AM, then she would have already been out of the picture by the time Wolfgang made his move. Hence why she only remembers him in bed. Whoa, that sounded very wrong. Well, however, if she left after 8:10 AM, Then she would have been there for Wolfgang's encounter with Toshiko, which means she lied about Wolfgang being bedridden during the period of time she was in his dorm. Funny how she never gave me a time.
Eh?
How should I put it? Too much for me.
Oh, hell's gonna get loose. We're doing this.
Fingers crossed.
Listen to me.
Beats me.
Yeah.
Hi.
Right.
Huh? Eh?
Shit. Holy!
It is how it is.
Game over, man! Game over!
Hold your horses. Are we ready?
Do you think?
It'll be okay.
No, it's not.
Oh. What did you say?
Oh
I
god.
want to help. Come on. Dumbass!
Can I go now?
Slow down.
Uh...
Rise and shine. Isn't this lovely? How interesting.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. The show must go on.
Oh, crud! Hey. can't give up.
No, no way. I'm going hot. Oh, I thought like this was I think the skill. What the frick?
Let's get this started, shall we? Welcome back to the trial grounds, everyone. Unlike previously, today will be no circus, no mockery woven with stitches and needles. A true, fair, and proper trial will commence. A battle of wits between the blackened and the spotless. I doubt I have to explain the rules to you again. But even so, you must vote for who you believe is the blackened. If the blackened receives the majority of votes, only they will be punished, and the rest of you will resume your killing game experience. However, if you vote for the wrong person, then expect no sympathy from your hosts. All spotless students will meet a tragic end, while the blackened will be granted release from this academy. Happy discussing! We pray for your survival and success.
Can someone please break this silence?
I don't want to talk about this.
Wolfgang deserves justice, but putting everyone's lives on the line like this is just cruel.
Oh, crap. Without a lawyer, we're totally screwed.
Whenever I turn my head, I keep expecting to see him at his podium.
Oh, don't cry, Toshiko. He's in a better place now, you hear?
Whichever one of you sick bastards did this, whatever it takes, no matter if I have to kick the brains out of every single person here, I'll find you.
Do you really gotta resort to violence?
Let's just stay calm, okay? Making peace with our situation is, the first step in handling it. How the hell can I stay calm when there's a killer on the loose? That bastard is watching us right now, fully content putting our lives on the line. Is that what you call peace? Being at the mercy of some dickhead silent observer?
Well... Nobody knows for sure if the killer is even a silent observer. If anything, the killer might try to feign innocence through other means. For instance, pretending to be outspoken about the case.
What the? Are you accusing me of something?
I mean, what you did during the investigation seems really suspicious. She stood in front of Wolfgang's dorm room and wouldn't let anyone go inside. Intentionally or not, it really hindered our investigation.
Because of Grace, almost everyone who planned to investigate Wolfgang's dorm gave up and went elsewhere. It was only after some of us started protesting that she finally relented. You know, for someone who seems so adamant about finding Wolfgang's killer, it's odd she tried to conceal potential evidence.
I'm not saying Grace is definitely the killer. I just think we should be cautious of her.
She has an alibi, though.
Huh?
Grace couldn't have murdered anyone, because she went to the game tournament.
Grace attended the tournament?
Does that rule her out from committing the murder?
Well, yeah. We had to be at the dining hall by 9 a.m.-ish, which was like half an hour before the murder. Nobody left the tournament after it started either. Nobody I know of, anyway.
There weren't many of us there. Had someone disappeared, it would have been obvious.
So, Grace is off the hook? Wow, that plot thread resolved itself quicker than I was anticipating.
So Jean, Grace, and Kai attended Cassidy and Jet's game tournament.
And me.
And Mark.
Damon and I also attended the tournament. We can also vouch for Grace.
You guys aren't lying, are you?
What the heck? Are you seriously doubting 8 testimonies?
If the 8 of you were really together when Wolfgang was discovered, then Kai, doesn't that contradict what you said before the investigation? You told everyone you and Damon found Wolfgang first. How is that possible if you guys never left the dining hall?
I never said I didn't leave the dining hall!
But earlier you told us you were with the other attendees.
That's because us partygoers left the dining hall together.
When the blackout struck, the tournament folk joined arms and headed straight downstairs. I would know. I saw him.
There was a blackout?
You don't remember?
I don't think she knows.
Actually, I don't recall a power outage either.
How could that be? Did an alternate timeline converge with ours?
they don't. The different places don't share the same generator, I think. Yeah, it only affects one building.
I got it. The reason not everyone experienced a blackout is because only the building containing our dorms was affected. If I had to guess, the courtyard and tree area are connected to separate power sources.
So the tournament attendees were affected, yet they left the dining hall? Why not stay put until the power returned?
Because we were the ones who brought it back. It didn't seem like the power was being restored anytime soon, so we took up the challenge of fixing it ourselves. And just our luck, boom! We found a spare generator lying in one of the storage closets.
So Cassidy was the one who found the power of the spare generator in the closet.
Of course, then we found Wolfgang.
She's right. The 8 of us split into 4 pairs and inspected a storage room each.
Because of the toaster trinket map, we know which ones too. Eva and Grace check storage closet A. Jet and I check storage closet B. Damon and Kai check storage closet C. And Jean and Mark check storage closet D.
Yeah, I was with Grace. She can confirm being with me too. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize. I'm so sorry for what I said earlier.
Sorry? You're sorry for accusing me of murder. Sorry doesn't cut it, you conniving two-faced bitch! If you really want my mercy, then get on your knees and beg for it!
Yo, you need to chill, lady.
Whoa!
Get off yourself a bit.
Hang on. Even if you aren't involved in Wolfgang's murder, you must know something about his last known whereabouts.
We're letting all sauce and shit.
What makes you think she'd be privy to that?
You see, there's proof Grace spent last night with Wolfgang.
Grace and Loya Man? Talk about an unexpected pairing.
When I investigated Wolfgang's room, I saw a bunch of golfing equipment inside. Also, there was a blue woman's jacket tossed over the mantle of Wolfgang's bed.
Some private lessons going on.
He's right. I also saw the equipment and the clothes.
The clothes are understandable, maybe. But why was golfing equipment in the room?
Yo, little history dude. Wolfgang must have spilled the beans with you, right?
Why would Ulysses know anything?
Common courtesy. If you're gonna have a one-night stand, you gotta let your roomie know in advance.
Whoa, what the hell?
Common
straight to the
courtesy
point.
also says you should watch your mouth around children.
Yes, ma'am.
So if I'm getting this right, Ulysses is bunking with Wolfgang?
What?
Well, we only shared a dorm for one night.
Oh yeah, that's for the first night.
You aren't bunking with him anymore?
Let me provide some context. As you may remember, after Desmond suggested everyone bunk together, the male students were directed to the dining hall. Once there, we played rock, paper, scissors to determine who would partner with who. Jet partnered with Mark, Desmond with Jean, Damon with Kai, and I with Wolfgang. Those were the pairings at the time. However, the following day, Grace and I agreed to swap rooms.
Yeah? Why'd you do that?
For reasons.
Totally not suspicious.
It was a win-win situation. I get Grace out of my hair. She gets me out of hers.
You two were originally bunking together?
The pairings were decided via a game of tic-tac-toe. I wasn't big on my partner being chosen for me, so when the opportunity arose to change that, I took it.
Thus, I became Winona's roommate, and Grace became Wolfgang's.
Can confirm. I watched the whole thing play out.
Since the room swap happened the night after we implemented the bunk buddy system, that would mean Grace and Wolfgang have been bunking for about a day and a half. Gross.
In that case, Desmond was right about those two being together last night. Grace, did Wolfgang act strange at any point? Like, maybe he said something that stuck out to you, or... Oh, maybe had trouble getting to sleep.
No. Nothing weird happened last night. Nothing happened last night, but... The morning of the murder, this morning, Wolfgang told me he felt sick. With a stomachache. It hurt so bad he couldn't get out of bed. I was gonna cancel my plans for today, but he convinced me to attend the tournament. So, I left his room right after the morning announcement. And yes, I'm talking about the game tournament. The same one Wolfgang acted all hesitant. Newsflash, I changed his mind after breakfast yesterday.
Hold on a sec. That ain't what you told me this morning.
What did Grace tell you?
Simply put, she felt like competing. Grace knew I planned to compete as well, so she asked me to be her sparring partner, since you needed one to enter the tournament.
She withheld it from me.
Aye, that she did. Of course, since I now know Wolfgang's condition at the time, I can't say I blame her. If someone you cared for was in a vulnerable position, would you go around and admit that in a killing game? No. You would try to protect that person by saying nothing at all.
When you put it that way, man, sounds rough.
I think it's obtuse.
Huh?
Say we assume the best of Grace. She withheld information not to trick anyone, but to protect someone she cares about. What then should we make up the glaring contradiction in her testimony?
What the hell do you mean, contradiction?
If your bunking partner was too ill to make the short trek to the dining hall, how did he walk all the way to the boiler room?
Good point. If Wolfgang really were bedridden, he would have stayed in his room.
Now that you mention it, to reach the underground floor, wouldn't Wolfgang need to descend, like, 4 flights of stairs? It's nothing for a healthy person, but for a guy who's supposedly really sick...
It's not my fault it doesn't make sense. It's just what Wolfgang told me. Yeah. Didn't we decide Grace wasn't the killer anyway?
That's not to say she doesn't know more than she's letting on.
I'm not withholding anything else. Leave me alone.
Is there more to the story than Grace is telling us? Too many people are letting their emotions cloud their judgment. I need to solve this mystery and set things straight. Oh, here we go. Our first non-stop debate. The official one.
Why don't you tell everyone the truth, Grace?
I've got nothing else to explain. The last I saw Wolfgang,
I don't get
he was
the
in outdoor room.
controls.
Okay, hear me out. Secret hallways.
We would have found those by now.
Maybe Wolfgang was carried by the killer.
Check the...
That, or Wolfgang never told Grace he was sick.
I wouldn't lie about what he said.
What if Wolfgang used the elevator in the tree?
You're not helping.
Why don't you tell everyone the truth, Grace?
I've got nothing else to explain. The last I saw Wolfgang, he was in our dorm room.
So she goes fetch quests. She'll let the girls feel young to pressure her. On her way back, she briefly encounters Wolfgang in the hallway. She's very completely encountered Hyper around 10 a.m. What about the tablet?
Okay, hear me out. Secret hallway.
We would have found those by now.
Maybe Wolfgang was carried by the killer.
That, or Wolfgang never told Grace he was sick.
I wouldn't lie about what he said.
In Tomlin timeline.
What if Wolfgang used the elevator in the tree?
You're not helping.
Why don't you tell everyone the truth, Grace?
I've got nothing else to explain. The last I saw Wolfgang, he was in our dorm room.
Okay, hear me out. Secret hallways.
We would have found those by now.
Maybe Wolfgang was carried by the killer.
That, or Wolfgang never told Grace he was sick.
I wouldn't lie about what he said.
What if Wolfgang used the elevator in the tree?
You're not helping.
Why don't you tell everyone the truth, Grace?
I've got nothing else to explain. The last I saw Wolfgang, he was in our dorm room.
Okay, hear me out. Secret hallways.
We would have found those by now.
Maybe Wolfgang was carried by the killer.
That, or Wolfgang never...
No.
Maybe Grace has some kind of reason for lying about what Wolfgang said this morning.
How? If anything, telling you the truth is...
Why don't you tell everyone the truth, Grace?
I've got nothing else to explain.
Oh, it's getting nowhere. This thing is true. No, it's about the closest position. Oh shit. Damn it. I'm too slow.
Why don't you tell everyone the truth, Grace?
I've got nothing else to explain. The last I saw Wolfgang, he was in our dorm room.
Okay, hear me out. Secret.
No.
Cassidy's right. There's probably a secret passageway between Wolfgang's dorm and the boiler room.
You can't just make up secret passageways without...
Yes, that's one of the cards.
Why don't you tell everyone the truth, Grace?
I've got nothing else to explain. The last I saw Wolfgang, he was in our dorm room.
Okay, hear me out. Secret hallways.
We would have found those by now.
Maybe Wolfgang was carried by the killer.
That, or Wolfgang never told Grace he was sick.
I wouldn't lie about what he said!
No, I don't think so. I mean,
What if Wolfgang used the elevator in the tree?
she meant to show the hallway, right?
Why don't you tell everyone that
He was in a...
Hey, hear me? Hallways.
Could have found the...
Maybe Wolfgang was carried by...
No, that's wrong!
Yeah, it's wrong.
It's true Grace's testimony is inconsistent with where we found Wolfgang's body. But that's not Grace's fault. The only person we should be blaming is Wolfgang himself.
What the heck? Why are you blaming him?
Simple. Because he lied about being sick. You can cooperate. Can't you, Toshiko? During the investigation, you told me you saw Wolfgang in the hallways at 8:10 a.m.
That's after I left.
Yes. I remember now. Ingrid. She had developed a headache, so I went to the pharmacy to find some medication. The trip itself went fine, but when I returned to the hallway, I found myself face to face
with Wolfgang?
Hold the phone! Toshiko actually saw Wolfgang?
We had a normal, pleasant exchange. He appeared perfectly healthy and even mentioned going to the tournament. Of course, he never made it.
I don't want to be that guy, but can anyone confirm this?
Mm-hmm. I heard them chatting a while in my room. Though I was bedridden like a sitting ghost, I could still make out their voices here and there.
Strange. He told Grace he wouldn't attend the tournament, but then said the opposite to Toshiko.
Sounds like he was telling fibs to conceal his actual intentions.
And what's his true plan supposed to be?
To go to the boiler room.
This too, yeah, to meet up someone in the boiler room.
I'm lost. What business would a guy like him have down there?
Got some food from the note. Yep.
This is it.
What the hell? What the hell?
During the investigation, I found this note tucked away inside Wolfgang's blazer pocket. A lot of it is water damaged. The paper looks like it was ripped from a notebook, and the handwriting, but some parts are still legible.
This mentions the boiler room.
Exactly. The fact we found Wolfgang in the boiler room, and this note in his pocket. It can't be a coincidence. This note must be the reason Wolfgang went there.
That mention of a secret sure is suspicious. I'm willing to bet Wolfie's reason had something to do with it.
Agreeing to meet a stranger in some spooky, dark place? Wolfgang had nerves of steel.
Ulysses, Grace, do you remember Wolfgang getting delivered a weird note?
No. The only time I recall him receiving anything was when Tozu distributed those envelopes.
I don't know anything about a note. Really? Wolfgang shared nothing with you guys?
Guess he didn't want them to know what it said.
Right. And if Wolfgang wanted to keep this note a secret, he would obviously want to keep the meeting a secret too.
Then the reason he told Grace he felt sick
was to remove her from the picture. Yeah, once she's not in the room, Wolfgang has his opportunity to sneak out and head downstairs. That's also why he encouraged her to attend the tournament.
Didn't this same guy ask us to share our blackmail with each other? Talk about double standards.
Are we sure he wasn't just trying to protect Grace? Maybe he knew he was meeting someone dangerous, so he thought it would be safer not to involve her.
That does sound like something Wolfgang would do.
Not to interrupt, but on the subject of blackmail, did Wolfgang ever confront the person he had?
Oh? You don't know whose blackmail he got?
Well, if you recall what Wolfgang said originally. Regardless of the blackmail's contents, it would be treated as a matter between the recipient and the subject of the blackmail, and no one else. Which makes me wonder, could whether or not Wolfgang confronted his person clue us into what had originally been written on that note?
I'm not picking up what you're putting down.
If that person somehow realized Wolfgang carried their blackmail, but never came forward about it, they could have demanded Wolfgang show it to them, hence the mention of a secret. However, if Wolfgang did confront his person, I don't see why that same person would then send him a threatening note. Not least act coy about information they both know.
If the person being blackmailed wasn't the one who wrote the note, who was?
Obviously, it would be the student with Wolfgang's blackmail.
I'm the one who
I
has
knew
his
that.
blackmail.
Yes, the secret in question may actually be a reference to Wolfgang's blackmail, not the sender's.
Is there any way to figure out whose secret it is?
We'd probably need to know whose blackmail Wolfgang had first.
Oh, I've got just the idea. Yo! Person who Wolfgang had blackmail on! If he gave you your blackmail back, can you say something?
Don't forget the person with Wolfgang's blackmail.
Oh, right. Ahem. Hey! Person who's got Wolfgang's blackmail!
I mean, that is technically me.
If you're innocent, say something already!
I was hesitant to admit it, since I knew it would put me on
What?
the spot.
But
But
what's
I'd
going
rather
on?
be suspected than be the reason this trial comes to a standstill.
Are you confessing? Do you have Wolfgang's blackmail?
Oh no, someone's lying here.
Nah, not it.
Seriously?
What the fuck?
Way to be anticlimactic.
He didn't have it, and I just speed run through him. So actually, he didn't have the mail.
However, it's thanks to him that I have my own.
Your own?
You mean he has yours? You're saying?
Wolfgang approached me the same day everyone received an envelope. Funnily enough, it happened right after I'd finished speaking with my own person. He and we had a good talk. He gave me his envelope and asked me to take care of it. If you need the proof.
Ah, Wolfgang's envelope had the same signature.
I held on to the letter for safekeeping. This should have all been said sooner. I realized that. I suppose my pride was stronger than my rectitude. My mistake for stringing everyone along.
I mean, at least you're honest.
Truth! Thanks for letting us know, bud.
To recognize, to acknowledge one's own misdoings is a most virtuous feat, I believe.
Right. It's very noble.
I take it our other blackmail person isn't gonna step forward?
If nothing happens, let's just have everyone recite whose blackmail they got one by one.
Huh? You sure that's a good idea?
No one's reciting shit!
It was only a suggestion. Calm your farm.
Even if we knew who had Wolfgang's blackmail, that doesn't necessarily mean they're his killer.
Huh.
It's annoying they won't speak up, sure. But unlike John, they would actually need to reveal Wolfgang's blackmail to prove they have it. This person might just want to respect Wolfgang's request to keep the blackmail between two people, especially now that he's gone.
I don't know. Is it really okay if we never find out?
Circumstantial evidence alone can't prove something beyond a reasonable doubt. If we want to solve this case, we need indisputable evidence.
Yeah. It's like doing a jigsaw puzzle without the box art to help you.
The cases, or...
Obviously, the case. The more pieces you connect, the clearer the image you're constructing becomes. The clearer the image, the more you can assume about it. Do you see what I'm saying? Once we know how Wolfgang died, the rest of this case should fall into place.
You certainly talk a lot stranger than you used to. But I think I get it.
Well, I don't want to be the one to start, but we can all agree Wolfgang was stabbed to death, right?
Not really.
When I was in the boiler room, I saw a knife bobbing around in the water near it.
More like he got electrocuted or something.
And on the ground, there was blood. Dried blood. On the boiler room floor and on the hallway floor.
The knife was probably a red herring or it's used for something else. Like
That's
to
gotta
cut
be Wolfgang's blood, right?
To cut something else, I think.
The knife was bloody, so...
Huh. Seems like a brawl happened in the hallway.
Or maybe, what if Wolfgang had the knife for self-defense?
While poor Wolfie was minding his own business, he was confronted by the killer, who attacked him and chased him into the boiler room.
That would line up with how we found him.
Why the hell would he run to the boiler room instead? I mean, he should find someone else to help him, right?
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that. There's blood on the boiler room floor.
What is it about the knife again? A knife found floating in the water on a blade and the surrounding water was the unmistakable color of blood. On inspecting the creature, he discovered a knife towards a vessel of cake, so there's a missing knife for the creature. There's blood around the knife. Was the one about against on his hands. The romance was his hands.
And along the underground hallway.
Tablet
Confrontation must have happened in those hallways.
Specifying
Nah, it was probably a sneak attack. The killer snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him from behind.
Specify the time when he got
And the rest is history.
With that knife-wielding villain on his tail, Wolfgang had no other place to run but the boiler room.
So, the killer entered the boiler room after him, which was when they, you know, ended it.
It all makes sense.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to her.
Not just that, there's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have happened in those hallways.
Nah, it was probably a sneak attack. The killer snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him from behind.
Nope.
That does not dispute the possibility.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that, there's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground
Oh,
hallway.
great. I'm running out of
A
time.
confrontation must have happened.
Okay.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that, there's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have happened in those hallways.
Nah, it was probably a sneak attack. The killer snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him from behind. And the rest is history.
With that knife-wielding villain on his tail, Wolfgang had no other place to run but the boiler room.
So, the killer entered the boiler room after him, which was when they, you know, ended it.
It all makes sense.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence.
What's with the blood spots?
It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that.
A confrontation must have happened in those hallways.
Nah, it was probably a sneak. The killer snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him from behind. And the rest is history.
With that knife-wielding villain on his tail, Wolfgang had no other place to run but the boiler room.
So,
not feeling what you're dealing, bro.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that, there's blood on the boiler room and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have
happened in those hallways.
I'm having a hard time understanding how that's relevant.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
Wait. The thing is true.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence.
What's with the storage closet? Telling us who enters which closets.
It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that. There's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have happened
In those hallways.
Yeah, it was probably a sneak attack. The killer snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him
From behind.
That does not dispute the possibility of...
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that. There's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have happened in those hallways.
Yeah, it was probably a sneak attack. The killer snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him from behind. And the rest is history.
With that knife-wielding villain on his tail, Wolfgang had no other place to run
but the boiler room.
So, the killer entered the boiler room after him, which was when they, you know, ended it.
It all makes sense.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that. There's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation
must have happened in those hallways.
God damn it.
I'm having a hard time understanding.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that. There's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have happened in those
hallways.
Oh yeah, it's
I'm having a hard time understanding how that's relevant.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that. There's blood on the boiler and along the hallway.
A confrontation must have happened in those hallways.
No, I don't get this.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that. There's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have happened in those
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that. There's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have happened in those hallways.
Yeah, it was probably a sneak attack. The killer snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him from behind. And the rest is history.
With that knife-wielding villain on his tail, Wolfgang had no other place to run but the boiler room.
So, the killer entered the boiler room after him, which was when they, you know, ended it.
It all makes sense.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that, there's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have happened in those
I'm having a hard time.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
It's not about a
The bloody knife
confrontation.
is way too big of
It's
a
about
coincidence.
something else.
It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that, there's blood on the boiler room floor. And along the underground hallway.
Oh god, help me. I'm tanked.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that, there's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have happened in those hallways.
Yeah, it was probably a sneak attack. The killer snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him from behind, and the rest is history.
With that knife-wielding villain on his tail, Wolfgang had no other place to run but the boiler room.
So...
Not feeling what you...
Why do you hit that? No, that was strong.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that, there's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have happened in those hallways.
Yeah, it was probably a sneak attack. The killer snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him from behind.
That does not dispute.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that, there's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have happened in those hallways.
Yeah, it was probably a sneak attack. The killer snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him from behind, and the rest is history.
With that knife-wielding villain on his tail, Wolfgang had no other place to run but the boiler room.
So, the killer entered the boiler room after him, which was when they, you know, ended it.
It all makes sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. What are you guys getting there? I'm not getting.
Is
this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that. There's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have happened in those hallways.
Nah, it was probably a sneak attack. The killer snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him from behind, and the rest is history.
With that knife-wielding villain on his tail, Wolfgang had no other place to run but the boiler room.
So, the killer entered the boiler room
after him, which was when they, ended it.
No, I don't. What do you mean, you know? I don't know.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence.
Oh, God, the last time.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that. There's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have happened in those hallways.
Yeah, confrontation.
Yeah, it was probably a sneak attack. The killer snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him from behind, and the rest is history.
With that knife-wielding villain on his tail, Wolfgang had no other place to run but the boiler.
Not feeling.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that. There's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have happened in those hallways.
Nah, it was probably a sneak attack. The killer snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him from behind.
No, that's wrong! Jed, you talk a lot about the knife and the bloodstains on the floor. But did you ever look at Wolfgang himself?
I gave him a glance. Nothing too
yeah,
deep.
there wasn't
I
a
figured.
stab wounds on him.
Had you actually taken the time to look at Wolfgang's back, you would have noticed a clear absence of stab wounds.
Oh,
In fact,
shit.
none of the injuries he sustained were the type to cause severe blood loss. Seriously, we went over the same thing with Cassidy during the mock trial. Couldn't you give Wolfgang the dignity of a proper investigation?
Hey, man, it's not like I didn't try. It's just the stuff doesn't come easy, you know? Nobody wakes up thinking they'll have to solve their buddy's murder later.
Isn't that exactly what you should be worrying about in a killing game?
Not everyone has the stomach for investigating. That's fine. That's why you got people like me to do the heavy lifting. Since some of us here weren't able to investigate Wolfgang's body, I'll lay out his injuries. There were 2 marks on the back of his neck, a bruise, and a tiny red dot. His hands were burnt too, so 3 injuries in total. Besides that, I caught nothing else.
Burns, you say?
Junior high, my dear Wilson. Can I use the flamethrower?
Shut the hell
These
up.
didn't look like normal burns. Not the sort you'd get from a stove fire, or a hot iron, or a flamethrower.
Contradicting my theory outright? Jeez. So this is the thanks I get for vocalizing my thoughts?
Sorry, lass.
Yes, if I may add on to what John said. The burns actually bore a strong resemblance to what you might see in cases of corona paralysis.
Chiaro... Huh?
Ooh, now this I know. Coronoparalysis. It's something which happens to lightning strike victims.
Oh.
Getting struck
So the
by
taser,
lightning
this is where the taser comes
is like getting
into the
kicked
picture.
by a horse. The impact is so shocking, Some people will lose all feeling in their limbs for a few hours.
I was aware of lightning paralysis, but even I didn't know its official name. That's a nice head you've got on your shoulders.
Lots of people tend to overlook the importance of lightning safety, especially where I'm from. My grandpappy once tried working out in the open during a thunderstorm. Pure luck's the only reason he lived to see the next day.
Sorry to hear that and all, but what does lightning have to do with anything?
Well, if I had to guess, Ulysses, did it look like a big old tree was drawn on Wolfie?
A big old tree. Yes, that's how I would describe the burns on Wolfgang.
So Wolfgang had lightning strike scars?
We're trapped inside a building, though. Lightning can't come.
Could he not have been struck
shit.
before the killing game?
How the hell did I say Rebuttal?
Fate is stronger than will, you know. Perhaps the deity decreed the glow of his altruism from their heavenly abode and felt him a threat.
Nay, those burns were fresh. One look was all it took for me to know that. If he had these scars before, we would have noticed them anyway.
But if those marks were recently inflicted, wouldn't it mean Wolfgang somehow went outside?
Not necessarily. This is only something I thought of just now, but the reason Wolfgang sustained burns similar to that of lightning strike victims may be because whatever inflicted his burns was equivalent in damage to a lightning strike.
You saying there's something out here channeling the power of lightning?
This is it. Ulysses, since you write everything down, do you have a description of the boiler room in your notebook?
Yes,
Since some people here never investigated the crime scene, they probably aren't as familiar with the room as we are. So, you should read out your description of it.
Sure. The boiler room consists of a small concrete platform surrounded by ankle-deep water. Throughout the room are boxes filled with various garbage, and in the back looks to be a generator, charred beyond belief. What you just heard is a brief summary of my notes.
Hear that? There's a generator inside the boiler room. Of all the things which could deal similar damage to a lightning strike, doesn't a generator sound the most likely?
Didn't Ulysses say it was destroyed?
At the time of the investigation, sure, but it wasn't always destroyed. You probably don't remember, but back when we found the dummy, I mentioned something about the underground floor. To be more specific, it was the boiler room I woke up inside. I hadn't been alone either. Ava was also there.
I woke up first.
Yeah. She did. Anyway, Ava, you agreed the generator was in full working condition when we woke up, right?
Right.
So in the time since you woke up there, the generator was destroyed?
It's the only possibility. As for what destroyed the generator, well, it's hard to say for sure. My best guess would probably be...
Don't waste my time.
Oh shit.
Two things. First, destroyed is
Oh, she's
overly
gonna
vague.
clap on us.
Ulysses explained the state of the generator much better. Charred beyond belief. Second, and more importantly, where's your proof the generator inflicted those burns?
What are you talking about? The generator must be involved. It's near where Wolfgang is lying.
Being within range of something counts as proof now, does it? Do you also consider happenstance as conclusive evidence? Funny how the standards shift, if so.
That's...
Okay, so I'm just gonna find the truth rate. Wow, this is cool.
While the generator may look... Consider the time frame we're working with. If the only time you saw the generator in full working condition was on the day of our kidnapping, that gives us a period of almost 4 days, in which the generator might have been destroyed.
Well, that's surprisingly easy.
What about the blackout? It's impossible for the generator to cause the blackout. If it was already broken prior to the tournament.
What about the blackout? The building may very well have lost its power at any point before or after the murder.
DJ Pretrial, what's this?
You only assume it happened during it. Not the smartest argument from a supposed ultimate debater. What about the blackout? The building may very well have lost its power. At any point before or after the murder. You only assume it happened during it. Not the smartest argument from a supposed ultimate debater.
Okay, I think I got...
What about
Just
the
a point
blackout?
now.
The building may very well have lost its power. At any point before or after the...
I'll cut through those words! When the blackout happened, it froze a piece of equipment which had been set up for the game tournament.
That is the
Mark's
DJ Pad Club.
While there was no physical clock inside the dining hall, a digital one has been built into Mark's pad. If you look at what time the digital clock is frozen on, it matches the time of death listed on the tablet, 9:35 a.m.
Well, Mark, is this true?
There's no point in me saying anything.
Just say it.
When
Just say
someone else
yes.
has already said it better.
Are you trying to make things more messy?
Just answer with a yes or no, will you?
Yes.
In any case, the matching times were too much of a coincidence. The destruction of the generator caused the blackout, and the blackout occurred at the time of the murder. There's no way the destruction of the generator wasn't tied to Wolfgang's death.
What do you suppose happened then?
I'm willing to bet the generator's destruction resulted in the boiler room's water becoming electrified. Since Wolfgang was discovered kneeling in the water, we can reason he was standing in it at the time this happened and
got electrified.
Damon, you and I both know that's not true.
Huh?
Did you forget? It's impossible for the water in the boiler room to play a role in Wolfgang's murder. Because it isn't even conductive.
It's not?
After Damon and I woke up in the boiler room, I wanted to investigate the flooded area. So, I tested the water.
Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Eva push the pile of boxes and fish out a light bulb. Then, without hesitation, whoop, she chucked it into the water.
I even redid my test during the investigation, since Damon wasn't sure if he should touch Wolfgang's wet clothes. In both instances, I proved the water was safe to enter. To be honest, neither result really surprised me. Water will only act as a conductor if it makes contact with two separate energy sources.
Water will react as a conductor if it makes contact with two separate energy sources.
The boiler room's generator is just one source.
If you're standing in the water, one outlet should be enough. Speaking from experience, large bodies of water are terrifying conductors during storms. All it takes is one lightning bolt, and the surrounding miles are scorched.
But the generator is a slow, persistent source of electricity. It's not the same as a lightning strike.
Electricity is electricity. Doesn't matter how it manifests. The reason you two avoided electrocution is because the generator's exposed wires aren't even touching the water. If they were, you would have been scorched right from the start.
Oh, that's why. That's why the water is a conductor with electric.
Maybe when the generator was destroyed, some of the wiring fell into the water?
Nah. Even in its current sorry state, the generator's wires are nowhere near the water.
It doesn't make sense for the generator to pose a danger anyway. The point of the killing game is for the students to kill each other, not for the facility to kill the students. A feature of the building killing a student would be a meaningless death because you can't attribute a student killer to it.
As for why the generator's been charred, sometimes electrical faults happen. Even my ship's engines have broken under particularly relentless storms. And if an electrical fault caused Wolfgang's death, then his murder is purely on the hosts, ain't it?
Of course! If we were responsible for his death, you lot wouldn't be here discussing it.
Okay, since we've ruled out the generator, What else could have electrocuted Wolfgang?
Taser?
It mightn't be relevant, but I did see one other thing on the boiler room floor. A toy gun or something. At least, that's how it came across to me.
Not a toy gun, a taser gun.
A taser? I'll shoot electricity!
I'm not sure how the taser fits in with this case, though. It doesn't seem to have been used.
Nope. The taser was definitely used.
How so? I didn't catch any sort of string protruding from it.
Not all taser guns release a string when fired. Some are completely wireless. For those types, you can tell they've been used if their blast doors are missing. Side note, blast doors are plastic panels which cover the muzzle of a taser. If a shot is fired, they pop clean off. When I was investigating the crime scene, I found the taser gun in one spot and its blast doors in another. Speaks for itself, yeah?
And here I was thinking the yellow bits were just random trash.
Where the heck did a taser gun even come from? Last time I checked, there weren't any lying around in the storage closets.
Maybe it belongs to someone here.
Huh?
Just think about it for 1 second. Everyone here has a dorm room which is themed around their talent. Mine's got DJ equipment, Jet's got car batteries. If that's what we have with our talents, what could someone with a dangerous talent have?
Are you talking about, like, knives and stuff? What? Is there something on my face?
Forget this. The person I'm talking about is Desmond.
Huh? No way! You think the gun is Desmond's?
Yeah.
Hang on. You got it all mixed up.
Or he just leaves his taser there.
Jean, do you know anything about this? As Desmond's roommate, perhaps you spotted something inside his dorm.
Alas, we stayed in my abode. I couldn't tell you if he had weapons.
Talk about suspicious.
Did Desmond agree to bunk in Jean's dorm so Jean wouldn't see the weapons in his?
Listen, I get where you guys are coming from, but that taser gun, it's not mine. I've never seen anything like it.
No, that's a lie.
A lie?
A marksman is obviously going to have a taser.
Like I said, I don't have any weapons.
Blackmail. Do you even know what this Blackmail is about?
I got it. The blackmail tools you gave us. That's my evidence.
You didn't get mine, did you?
No. But the person who did informed me of what it said.
Oh yeah. Forgot about it. Vera told us something about this one.
The writing style seems to match. I think it's legit.
That's more than a little suspicious, don't you think? Leaving a bunch of weapons unguarded during a killing game?
Don't judge me. This is the first time I'm hearing of it too.
You didn't know there were weapons in your room?
Yep, no idea.
Our rooms aren't particularly subtle in their theming. Are we supposed to believe yours is any different?
It is themed. I'm not denying that. But I sure as hell didn't catch sight of any weapons. If I did, do you seriously think I'd leave them unguarded and risk being found out?
Yeah. Desmond cares too much about everyone. He pointed out the broken doorknobs and gave us the idea to bunk together. Why would he hide weapons in his room?
Someone must have gotten the idea to rifle through my dorm because of my talent, and found the taser gun hidden inside. There's no other way to explain it.
Is there a taser gun to begin with?
So while Desmond gets a bunch of guns, all I get is an old game console and a deck controller.
Take the bad with the good, dearest people. No one fears game consoles. Well, no one besides parents and the religiously inclined.
Enough talking about consoles. Why are you guys believing Desmond so easily? If the taser gun belongs to him, then he's the killer. Any argument he makes against it is just a flimsy excuse. Desmond is the killer. The taser gun came from his room.
I had no idea the gun even existed. I was barely in my dorm to begin with.
Because you wanted to draw attention away from your weapons hoard.
But...
The blood sport.
If this is about avoiding suspicion, why did Desmond say the taser gun was fired?
What about Chico's testimony?
I don't think a killer would draw attention to their own murder weapon.
I was with Desmond.
I call it reverse psychology. You sprinkle in a little helpfulness, and suddenly everyone trusts you.
When the murder happened,
Desmond is the killer. The taser gun came from his room.
I had no idea the gun even existed. I was barely in my dorm to begin with.
Because you wanted to draw attention away from your weapons hoard.
But...
If this is about avoiding suspicion, why did Desmond say the taser gun was fired? I don't think a killer would draw attention to their own murder weapon.
I was with Desmond.
I call it reverse psychology. You sprinkle in a little helpfulness,
Oh shit.
and suddenly
I missed the
everyone
point.
trusts you.
When the murder happened,
Desmond is the killer. The taser gun came from his room.
I had no idea the gun even existed. I was barely in my dorm to begin with.
Because you wanted to draw attention away from your weapons hoard.
but
If this is about avoiding suspicion, why did Desmond say the taser gun was fired? I don't think a killer would draw attention to their own murder weapon.
I
was with Desmond.
Got it. We're regardless of whether or not Desmond knew about the gun, he definitely wasn't involved in the murder. Eloise can back me up on this.
Right. Desmond and I, we were together in the courtyard at the time of Wolfgang's death.
I see. Then both of you can be ruled out as suspects.
Don't just take her word for it. She could be covering for Desmond.
Jeez, if you have a bone to pick with these guys, at least save it for when we're not solving a murder.
Yeah! Why don't you want to believe Eloise?
Ever since the investigation, these two yuppies have been on my case non-stop. They're obviously working together.
Not gonna lie, I see where Grace is coming from. When Eloise tried to single her out earlier, Desmond was pretty quick to jump in and agree.
Since the topic has been brought up, I would like to mention something. During my trip to the pharmacy, I believe I saw Desmond and Eloise in the courtyard together.
You also said you were back in the hallways around 8-10 a.m., didn't you? That means those two were wandering around unsupervised. Either one of them could have left the courtyard.
If Desmond was the killer, what would Eloise gain from defending him? Should the wrong vote be cast, nothing about the rules suggests an accomplice of the killer would be exempt from execution.
That's right. And even if she was exempt, Eloise is too nice to be an accomplice to murder.
Grace, I realize Desmond's irked you, but that's no reason to keep steering everyone down a dead end. Let's move on.
A person who's always steering others down a dead end, huh? I guess they needed a GPS. Anyway, we should totally thank Desmond for clearing things up now. Not only do we know he's not the killer, now we know how the killer got their hands on the taser.
Now we know how... What?
Someone must have gotten the idea to rifle through my dorm because of my talent, and found the taser gun hidden inside.
Yup, that is word for word what Desmond said.
Right. Good memory.
All in a day's work, baby!
Can you repeat that quote, Cassidy?
Again. But I just said it.
Yeah, but I want you to say it again.
Alright. Someone must have gotten the idea to rifle through my dorm because of my talent and found the taser gun hidden inside.
Someone must have gotten the idea to rifle through my dorm because of my talent.
Is there something on your mind?
If Desmond's testimony is anything to go by, then... wouldn't this mean the culprit has to be male?
What?
If I remember correctly, all the guys were aware of each other's pairings. With that sort of knowledge, a male student could try and infiltrate another male student's dorm.
None of us knew which room we'd be bunking in.
It only takes a quick peek to check if someone's inside or not. Anyone could have done that.
And who's to say the thief didn't barge in before we started bunking?
Or while people were having breakfast.
Seems there was a mountain of opportunities for our culprit to sneak in unnoticed. Doesn't exactly help us narrow things down, does it?
Well, guess this taser gun was a bust.
Look on the bright side. If it's been fired, then it's probably what electrocuted Wolfie. If trying to suss out who stole it isn't feasible, why don't we, talk about Wolfie's other injuries instead? You know, the ones that weren't burn marks? Those seem like they could lead us somewhere.
Yeah. Besides the burns on his hands, Wolfgang also had a bruise and a tiny red dot on the back of his neck.
A bruise and a tiny dot, huh? Wanna try tackling them in alphabetical order?
Alphabetical order? Now, aren't you full of smart ideas?
No need to thank me. It's only common sense.
Okay, let's discuss the bruise first.
But they jumped straight into the debate.
I think it's safe to say the killer didn't use a flamethrower.
Maybe Wolfgang got into a fight? Someone might have attacked him and aimed for his neck.
If you can even reach that high.
Either way, something must have hit him.
What if Wolfie fell over? With how spindly he is, one tiny misstep could leave the poor fella bruised for days.
Skinny guys bruise easily, eh? Let's see if you're right. Ulysses, fall over.
No, thank you.
I think it's safe to say the killer didn't use a flamethrower.
Maybe Wolfgang got into a fight? Someone might have attacked him and aimed for his neck.
If you can even reach that high.
Either way, something must have... Got it.
Kai is right. Something did hit Wolfgang.
Really? Man. And I was only blurting out the first thing which came to mind. Anyway, from how you're wording things, do you know what that something is?
A rolling pin.
Eh?
Wolfgang was hit with a rolling pin.
How on earth did you reach that conclusion?
Ava and I found this pin inside storage closet A, which is just a few feet from the crime scene. Coincidentally, the pin also has a dent.
You sure that's enough to say it's involved? Could just be a flimsy pin.
No. There's something else which solidifies this pin's role in the murder. Handprints. 2 of them on the edge of the pin.
So the killer used a rolling pin to attack Wolfgang?
It certainly explains the bruising on his neck.
They must have wanted him to be unconscious so he wouldn't fight back.
Exactly. It would be easier to drag him into the water if he's not awake.
You reckon the killer purposely put Wolfie in the water?
Bam! With one electrified blow, Wolfgang is zapped to bits with the taser! Since he's lying in the water, he's definitely a goner.
Considering the logical ethos of the killer's rectitude, especially when governed under constricting pressure, leaving him catatonic would be the most facile solution.
I guess it makes sense.
After shooting Wolfgang with the taser, what was the killer's next move? If I figure it out, I'll be one step closer to solving this case. What would the killer do after hitting him with a rolling pin?
So let me get this straight. The killer knocked out Wolfgang with a rolling pin, and then chucked the pin into closet A?
When exactly did they discard the pin?
They couldn't have done it when Eva and I were already downstairs, because the two of us went inside closet A.
Why were you inside the closet?
To find the backup generator, remember? Jet and I checked closet B. Eamon and Kai checked closet C. Eva and Grace checked closet A. And Jean and Mark checked closet D.
The killer just discarded the pin before we came downstairs.
Yeah, I think Mark's right. 'Cause the killer could run upstairs and go back to their room immediately after discarding the pin.
So let me get this straight. The killer knocked out Wolfgang with a rolling pin,
So
and
they
then
didn't
chucked the
leave
pin into
until
closet A?
we are actually there.
When exactly did they discard the pin?
They couldn't have done it when Eva and I were already downstairs, because the two of us went inside closet A.
Why were you inside the closet?
To find the backup generator, remember? Jet and I checked closet B. Eamon and Kai checked closet C. Eva and Grace checked closet A. And Jean and Mark checked closet D.
The killer just discarded the pin before we came down. Leave me out of this. It's not my problem if you don't get it.
So let me get this straight. The killer knocked out Wolfgang with a rolling pin. And then chuck the pin into closet A?
Storage closets.
When exactly did they discard the pin?
They couldn't have done it when Eva and I were already downstairs, because the two of us went inside closet A.
Why were you inside the closet?
To find the backup generator, remember? Jet and I checked closet B. Eamon and Kai checked closet C. Eva and Grace checked closet A. And Jean and Mark checked closet D.
The killer just discarded the pin before we came downstairs.
Yeah, I think Mark's right. 'Cause the killer could run upstairs.
Oh shit.
So let me get this straight. The killer knocked out Wolfgang with a rolling pin, and then chucked the pin into closet A?
When exactly did they discard the pin?
They couldn't have done it when Eva and I were already downstairs. Because the two of us went inside closet A.
Why were you inside the closet?
To find the backup generator, remember?
Eva and her was in closet A. Yeah, she's right.
Jed and I checked closet B. Damon and Kai checked closet C. Eva and Grace checked closet A. And Jean and Mark checked closet D.
The killer just discarded the pin before we came downstairs.
Yeah, I think Mark's right. Because the killer could run upstairs and go back to their room immediately after discarding the pin.
So let me get this straight. The killer knocked out Wolfgang with a rolling pin.
Oh no.
And then
They
chucked the
ran
pin into
upstairs
closet
after
A?
discarding it.
When exactly did they discard the pin?
They stayed in the boiler room until we
when
were
Eva
all
and I were already
downstairs.
downstairs.
Before they returned to
Because
their
the two
room.
of us went inside closet A.
Why were you inside the closet?
To find
Okay,
the backup
got it.
generator, remember?
Steps.
Jed and I checked closet B. Damon and Kai checked closet C.
Now I'm just gonna find
Eva
the
and
correct
Grace checked closet A. And Jean and Mark checked closet D.
The killer just discarded the pin before we came downstairs.
Yeah.
Hey, hi Angie.
I think
How
Mark's
you doing?
right. Because the killer could run upstairs and go back to their room immediately after.
Thank you for joining me. Yes.
No, that's wrong! Diana, there's proof the killer fled
shit.
the underground hallway
Just
at a later
realized
time. When the
it's the
tournament
NG.
attendees were looking for a backup
NG from
generator,
Danganronpa
Kai and I
3.
heard someone run past our
You're
room.
back. Angie, you're back. I miss you.
Huh?
Oh man, that's right. We were just exploring the closet when all of a sudden we heard footsteps in the hallway. That's when Damon decided he was gonna follow where the footsteps came from and entered the boiler room.
Did anyone else hear these footsteps?
Nope. Not ringing any bells.
Yeah, Jed and me didn't really hear it over all our talking.
I heard the footsteps.
Huh? You did?
Well, I initially thought it was my imagination, so I never said anything.
Ashamed to say I also brushed off the footsteps. Thought I was hearing things. However, since other people can attest to hearing them,
Then someone else was on the underground floor with us.
Before anyone tries to bring it up, none of the tournament attendees could have been the person running. Since everyone explored the closets in pairs, they all have solid alibis.
I'm sure we can all vouch for that, aye?
Everyone was still in their closets after Damon and I found Wolfgang. So,
Considering the footsteps were moving away from the crime scene, I think it's safe to say they belong to the killer.
Wouldn't that mean the killer fled while you guys were exploring the rooms?
Hold up! So the
God
killer
damn
had
it.
been right next to us?
That
Boy,
was risky
that's a
as
given.
hell. Yo, this killer got balls.
Huh?
I'll give him
How
that.
are you so calm after hearing that? The only thing which stood between us and a murderer was a door. What if they attacked us?
But
Well, they
doesn't
did
this
it,
mean
so I don't
that
see what the problem is.
the 8 of us wouldn't be the killer, since we technically shouldn't be outside the closets while we're in there? Doesn't
Jeez,
even
you're
make
weird.
sense.
Why not run away earlier, though? Fleeing while everyone is searching seems really risky.
It's more like an alibi issue. Like the one they killed Wolfgang before the electrical outbreak, and then they
Maybe
wait
it was a
till the
miscalculation.
darkness came in so that they can leave when it was still dark.
It's not impossible, I guess.
If not that, then maybe the killer returned to the boiler room after discarding the pin?
Sounds pretty meat-headed if you ask me.
Or maybe it was one of the guys.
Yes,
searching the
you'd think a
closets,
killer would use that moment to run away.
so they can add as one of the person there.
For the two who heard the footsteps, describe the sound.
It was kinda socky. As in, it sounded pretty soft. Like the person had taken off their shoes.
Saki, huh? Seems this killer was purposefully trying to keep quiet.
Because their footsteps were soft?
That seems like a leap in logic.
No, I get what she's saying. Everyone here has socks on, I'm pretty sure. So any one of us could have run down the hallway. The thing with shoes is, not everyone here has the same kind. If the killer had worn theirs, we might have been able to figure out their footwear from the sound it made on the floor. Then we just have to single out the person with that footwear. Man, it would have been so easy to find the killer.
We already can find the killer, though.
What?
Oi, are you pulling our leg?
I'm completely... Picture a map of the building complex in your head. The building with the dorms is on the left, the courtyard is in the middle, and the building with the tree is on the right. Now, try and pin everyone's locations during Wolfgang's murder. Once you do that, the identity of the killer will definitely become clear.
Is the killer someone whose position we can't place?
No, it's not about position.
Eh?
Wolfgang's killer can easily lie about their location during the murder. The only thing distinguishing their testimony from everyone else's is that theirs can't be corroborated.
The only thing distinguishing between the testimony from everyone else is that theirs can't be corroborated. What do you mean by corroborated? What does that word even mean? What? What do you mean you? Is the student not an alibi? Is it?
It has to be you!
Oh,
Diana.
is it really?
It's you, isn't it?
Her? The makeup girl?
She's the only one here without an alibi. Those of us who attended the tournament can obviously be ruled out. And as for those who didn't, Desmond and Eloise were in the courtyard. Toshiko and Ingrid were in the same dorm room.
Wow, it's kind of easy, isn't it? Just to mean that she's the murderer without just because of an alibi.
What about Winona? She never mentioned an alibi.
Give me a break.
Winona and I were in the building with the tree all morning. In fact, yes, Desmond and Eloise should have witnessed us walking over there, as those two were in the courtyard at the time.
Yeah, that's true.
In that case, Diana really is the only one without an alibi.
No shit.
Guys.
If she's the person who fled the boiler room, those footsteps we heard make a lot more sense. Heels make a pretty loud clop sound on hard floors, and the underground hallway's floor is pretty hard. Diana would obviously want to take them off. Also, heels aren't comfy to run in.
Whoa! I didn't even think of it like that. You're totally right, though. Since Diana's the only one here with heels, she would have to take them off.
Guys, what are you talking about? Me? A killer? Do you really think I could be a killer?
No way.
The fact you weren't at the tournament is
It's
incriminating
so sad
enough.
for Diana. She hated to be honest. And she was in my stream when I was playing the Pro Cup.
Not just that. Everyone but you has an alibi.
But, right, Ava? You woke up with me this morning, and you never saw me leave my dorm.
During the brief amount of time we were together, I never saw you leave. What you did after I left for the game tournament, however, is anyone's guess.
Ava wanted to help me and Cass set up the tournament, so we told her to swing by early.
For that reason, I left Diana's dorm at 8:05 a.m. I know the exact time since her room has a clock. I probably entered the dining hall around 8:10 a.m.-ish.
So much for an alibi then.
Diana, don't tell me.
Holy smokes, it's all falling into place!
Are we sure there hasn't been some sort of misunderstanding?
Well, I hope there's actually some real misunderstanding here, but
It's not possible. Diana can't be the
but
killer.
it's just how it is.
No! I refuse to believe it!
No, we're just gonna have the picture. We're just gonna put it
If
in
it
part
was
of pixels, I
Diana
think.
inside that boiler room, could she be the one who left the blood trail? Because if so, that might be her blood on the knife too.
Diana's blood? saying she wounded herself?
Wounded herself? What makes you think that?
I don't know. Why else would the killer's blood be on their own weapon?
Did we not already agree the killer was wielding a rolling pin?
Well, maybe they had both. The rolling pin in one hand, and the knife in the other.
Dual wielding weapons? Holy, this killer's next level.
If it was Diana inside that boiler room, could she be the one who left the blood trail? Because if so, that might be her blood on the knife, too.
Diana's blood? Are you saying she wounded herself?
Wounded herself? What makes you think that?
Her own weapon!
Did we not already agree the killer was wielding a rolling pin?
Well, maybe they had both. The rolling pin in one hand. And the knife in the other.
Oh, wait.
Dual wielding weapons? Holy, this killer's next level.
Two very few handprints. Oh no. But I don't have time now.
If it was Diana and the one who left the blood trail.
Things about the rolling pin.
If it
Can't
was
be
Diana
one hand
inside that
because
boiler
there's two
room,
handprints
could
on
she be the one who
the
left the
end of
blood
the
trail?
rolling pin.
Because if so, that might be her blood on the knife, too.
Diana's blood? Are you saying she wounded herself?
Wounded herself? What makes you think that?
I don't know. Why else would the killer's blood be on their own weapon?
Did we not already agree the killer was wielding a rolling pin?
Well, maybe they had both. The rolling pin in one hand.
No, that's wrong!
That's it. You can't have two handprints on the rolling pin using the same hand, right?
No. The killer was only wielding the rolling pin during their confrontation with Wolfgang. You can tell just from looking at the pin. There are two handprints wrapped around the edge, as if the killer had been holding the pin like a tennis racket. Which makes sense, because you can swing with more force if you use both hands. And that's what a killer wants when trying to knock out a grown man.
Then, who held the knife?
It wasn't the killer.
It's
So it was
Wolfgang.
most likely the only other person in the boiler room. Wolfgang Akire.
It's either he tried to harm him or he took the knife for self-defense.
What the hell are you talking about? Wolfgang, carrying a dangerous weapon? Bullshit!
If you were in his situation, wouldn't you? Wolfgang received an anonymous message asking him to meet in a basement, all whilst in the middle of a killing game. At that point, it doesn't matter how much of an optimist he is. He'd know better than to come unarmed.
A knife isn't super hard to find, either. Wolfgang probably just stole one from the kitchen.
Besides, if Diana is the one who got stabbed, it would explain the blood trail. Think about it. She arms herself with the rolling pin and attacks Wolfgang, getting hurt by him in the process. For some reason, possibly because of the blackout, she doesn't clean the blood trail she's leaving, and returns to her dorm room after.
No! That's wrong!
Huh?
I wasn't stabbed.
Oops. So what was it?
If I was stabbed, then I'd have an injury. But there's nothing, right? There's nothing on me.
Depends. If a vein got nipped, you'd be seeing blood no matter the size of the cut. Of course, that also means a small cut will need bandaging, which I'm not seeing on you.
You may not see any injuries on Diana, but that doesn't mean they aren't there.
Huh?
If she wanted, she could simply hide her injuries from view.
Oh, with the makeup.
After all, someone like her has exactly what it takes.
Talent.
I got it. Talent.
I didn't want it to be her.
As the ultimate cosmetologist, Diana could easily cover her wounds.
Why is it you, Diana? Why is it always the cutest one to be the one who has an evil heart?
It makes sense. With the right equipment, she could probably disguise even a bandaged wound.
As Diana's bunking partner, I've seen firsthand how many different cosmetics are inside her room. So unfortunately, I have to agree.
Well, Diana, did I get anything wrong?
Say something, Diana.
No. No. But I
don't want to believe it's you. Say something.
Wait.
Tell it.
Wait. Diana, did you just say no?
No, what?
As in, no, you're not wrong that I covered up my wounds? Oh, crap. Oh, crap.
Shit.
You guys know what this means, right, guys? Diana basically just confessed!
A confession?
It makes sense, though, doesn't it? Diana got wounded, which proves she got in a fight with Wolfgang. Which means all that stuff about Wolfgang going to the boiler room, all that stuff really did happen.
I see. I see now what you were saying. Diana, she lured Wolfgang to the boiler room by writing him that note. And when he arrived, she attacked him and killed him. And now, she's been lying this entire trial, hoping we would never suspect her. How cruel!
Diana, you... It wasn't me! I promise, it wasn't me.
To think she could preach about friendship after committing a violent crime.
And then try and sentence the rest of us to punishment.
Golly, you're right. If we voted for the wrong person, we would have been executed.
Seriously, Diana? What the hell is your damage?
Can we at least hear Diana's side of the story?
Her side?
Well, you know, Diana has, I just think it's fair we listen.
What does it matter what she says? Look at the evidence. This case, it's closed. We know who the killer is. If you really want to ask for Diana's side of the story, then do it after the vote. No. No, no! No. No. No.